Welcome to Chapter 7 of this FE12 H4 Reverse Recruitment LTC. Whether it is vanilla FE12 or reverse recruitment, this is a fun chapter with multiple side objectives apart from C's. There are two lone wolf units, Fina and Navarre, that we need to protect. The thieves in the forest drop a number of good items, and there is a physics staff in the cave protected by a fire dragon. Because this is an LTC, we're not going to get all the items. But we will try our best. And we must protect Fina and Navarre's replacements because we are doing full recruitment in this run. We first sell a bunch of redundant weapons and vulneraries to reach 4,000 gold. This is sufficient for us to forge a +2 might, +10 hit, and +10 crit hand axe. As we will see, this forge makes a particular rig in this clear much more tolerable. But it will also be useful for us in future maps. Lena receives the rainbow potion to be able to heal just 1 more HP. As it turns out, this will save a use of the physics staff. After that, Samson is promoted at exactly level 15, as I mentioned in my last video. We're going to clear Chapter 7 in 2 turns with 1 rescue. There are 31 tiles from Alice's starting position to the gate, so this rescue use actually saves 2 turns, which is amazing. In order to do that, we place Sage Medea in the top right position, who is 28 tiles away from the gate. If she moves 6 tiles in turn 1 and rescues Alice 2 tiles right or up, then Alice will be 20 tiles from the gate and can seize in 2 turns. This is exactly what we're going to do. Except for Lena, who has to use the physics staff, all other units have 9 or 10 move in order to rescue boost Alice. I'll talk more about the details of the rescue boost later. Let's now get into the map. First thing to note is that Fina and Navarre are replaced by Dice and Maris respectively. Maris is about as good as Navarre, but Dice is not Fina, and he's pretty bad himself because at base he is run around KO'd by any thief or hunter nearby. In turn 1, Maris moves up to crit kill an aggressive thief that drops no item and doesn't run away. Then Lena heals her with physic. This position of Lena will also contribute to the rescue boost for Alice later. Speaking of that, all our other units except for Alice and Est need to full move to rescue boost Alice. The way rescue works in FE12 is that the unit being rescued will go to the tile that's closest to the rescue staffer. Distance is measured taking into account the movement cost of the unit being rescued. And when there are ties, then the rescue tile prefers up, down over up, and prefers right over left when there are still ties. Because Medea is rescuing Alice with a flyer, distance is simply the number of squares away from Medea. So terrain does not help. And in order to rescue Alice to 2 tiles right of Medea, we had to have other units occupy the 4 tiles adjacent to Medea, as well as 3 other tiles below Medea that are 2 squares away. As we just saw, we have exactly enough units to achieve this. Falconite Est cannot contribute to this rescue boost because she will be too far to kill the Scorpio Thief in turn 2. After Alice is rescued, she full moves upwards and crit kill the other aggressive thief near Maris and Dice. Then Dice moves next to Alice and receives the forged hand axe. Crucially, Dice also takes the rainbow potion, which gets him to 11 speed so that he's no longer doubled by the hunters. In fact, Dice can now tank 2 hunters as long as one of them rolls down to 22 attack. In this enemy phase, there are 3 hunters near Maris, Dice, and Alice. All 3 can attack Maris, and any 2 hits will kill her. But if Maris dodges the first hunter at 87 displayed hit, or 3% dodge chance, then the second hunter goes for Dice, and the third one goes for Alice, making them all survive. Once we get to turn 2, Alice is in position to seize. But before that, Dice can use the Forge hand axe to crit kill the thief with the Angelic Robe at 51 displayed hit and 13 crit. Without the Forge, it would be a horrible 43 displayed hit and 3 crit. We also need to kill the boss for Alice to seize. Fortunately, Maris carries a Devil Sword, which has enough might for her to crit kill the boss. She survives at 1 HP thanks to the Rainbow Potion that Lena took. The rest of this clear is just cleanup. Ast has just enough move to crit kill the Scorpio Thief with Javelin. Then Michaelis can crit kill the thief with a small bullion. I'm so happy that I trained Michaelis to D-Lance to be able to use the Javelin. Finally, Thomas is healed to be able to chip another thief and be inches away from level 10. Because we only have 2 flyer slots at this point, our other units cannot reach the other thieves to get the remaining items. Specifically, we lose both Master Seals on this map as well as the Wall Down. We also cannot send a unit to the cave to obtain the 3rd physics staff, so we'll just have to conserve physics uses. But despite all that, we were able to clear Chapter 7 in 2 turns with 1 rescue. See you next time on the Big Bridge.